This episode of WDW Today is being sponsored by Mouse Fan Travel. And certainly if you're looking forward to a trip maybe at the end of the year, maybe Christmas, maybe for free dining offer, maybe for something else, fall is a big time of year and you're looking for somewhere to go and you're looking at Walt Disney World and you're trying to figure out how am I going to be able to do this? How am I going to be able to book all these things and book everything I want to do and all this stuff? Well, you know what? Mouse Fan Travel can help you plan that trip. Just give them a try. Visit them at www.mousefantravel.com.
This is Walt Disney World Today. Give us 5 minutes and we'll give you the world.
It's Wednesday, September 16th, 2009, and this is episode 617 of WDW Today. I'm Matt Hochberg of StudiosCentral.com. Joining me on today's show is Mike Scopa, a senior feature writer and blogger for AllEars.net. Welcome, Mike.
I'm ready for my close-up, CB.
That's ready. It's ready when you are, CB. Ready for my close-up is that woman, Norma Desmond.
That woman. Mae West.
Mae West. Anyway, close enough, Mike.
Sometimes they say it that way. Sometimes they say it the other way.
All right.
Oh, challenge.
Oh, yeah, well, you're wrong, but I'll take it anyway. Joining us also on today's show is Mike Newell of Mouse World Radio. Welcome, Mike.
I'm not getting involved in this argument.
Why? Because I'm right. There's no argument.
Yeah, but I'm not getting involved.
And joining us once again is Len Testa, co-author of the Initial Guide to Walt Disney World. And Len, when we made that bet the other day, we were just kidding, right?
I wasn't kidding.
Oh. All right. I will accept my defeat over there. We'll have to plan it for. Did we say we were going to do it at the reunion or some other time?
Yeah, I thought we said reunion.
A reunion.
What was the bet?
2015, right?
Yeah, because I'm already getting a request on my Facebook page for listeners who want to see it.
Oh God.
What was the bet?
The bet was that basically Len and I bet whether or not they were announced Star Tours at D23 and
for Disney World.
For Disney World, yes, and they did. So.
And what was the payoff?
I have to ride Dinosaur and buy 2 beers for one.
And no, wait, you have to drink 2 beers, buy 2 beers for me, and then ride Dinosaur.
Okay, well, that might actually make it better.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'll go as long as I sit behind Matt.
I just need a shoulder to cry on, please.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome.
It's Wednesday, and we're answering your listener questions. We'll start out with a question from Mark Redstone of Sydney, Australia, where it said, just listened to episode 602 and wanted to defend the Walt Disney World bus system. I can't believe that Len broke rule number 1 of deciding whether to rent a car or use Walt Disney World transportation. That is, that if you are going to travel between resorts, you shouldn't rely on Disney transportation.
Yeah,
of course,
I knew that.
It took forever to get between hotels on buses. That advice is repeated dozens of times in the unofficial guide. For travelers like my family, particularly those who are international visitors and are used to driving on the left, for a simple trip where we stay in one resort for the whole vacation and travel to only one park a day, Disney World buses are much easier and usually faster than driving to a large parking lot or the ticket and transportation center, walking or boating to a park, etc. Len should have followed the number 1 rule of transport, or he should stop complaining. Of course, his comments about the bus system around the tree houses, etc. were very helpful, as I'm sure I'm not the only listener who thanks him for trying the buses for us.
Yeah, it was. So it was usually when I was going between the resorts, I was actually in a park between the two. So it's not like I was going directly from resort to resort. I'd usually do something in the middle of it. That's why I was having my bags shipped, for example. But yeah, it's a valid point. And
also, I think also, and in your defense, you were also, doing things here for the unofficial guide. I mean,
it's working.
Yeah, I mean, if it was great, you could obviously write about how great it was in the book.
Yeah, it's true.
Next email is from KevBot, who writes, hey, Matt, Mike, Lennon, and Annette. KevBot from Boston with the response to episode 609. Catherine wanted to know if, as a member of a gay couple celebrating her anniversary, would she be treated any differently in Walt Disney World? My husband Sean and I recently got back from our anniversary trip in February, and we had a blast. They gave us anniversary buttons at the front desk at Port Orleans Riverside. No questions asked. Our initial anniversary dinner was at Citricos. After some slight confusion as to whether the Sean in question was really the guy I was, Sean has as a name can go either way. Everyone treated us with complete respect and magic. The chef brought us over some free appetizers, and the cast member in charge came over to see how the happy couple was enjoying their meal. Celebrations never stopped. Every time we sat down for a meal, the waiters and chefs did something special to the plates. Alice Ellier, they actually wrote happy anniversary in chocolate on her dessert plate. And everywhere we went, cast members saw our buttons. We got rousing cheers of happy anniversary. It was really terrific. We'll say that a lot of this was possible because of MEI and Mouse Fan Travel. Our agent, Michelle, made sure to let all the restaurants know ahead of time that it was our anniversary. And so not only were we treated inclusively, we were treated spectacularly. Hooray, Mouse Fan Travel. Hooray indeed.
Nice. Yeah, I don't think that they would treat a couple differently.
No, not at all. Next email is from Bill from Monroe, Georgia, who writes, "Hey guys, and Annette, my wife and I have a problem. We have a trip planned for October 19th to the 24th with my two stepsons, ages 14 and 11. Due to custody issues, the boys won't be able to go down with us, and now we have a travel package that we can't use all of. Since our package is already paid for, what options do we have? My wife suggested we save the park passes for the boys and use them for a future visit and just double up on the dining points at signature restaurants, or maybe do 2 sit-down meals per day. Can we do that, or do we just have to eat the cost of the other 2 tickets and the dining points? Are there any other options this close to travel time?"
They're 12 and 14, right? The boys?
14 and 11.
14 and 11. No, they're both adults. So yeah, you could double up. You could have signature meals every single night.
Yeah,
or you could have 2 tables. Yeah, okay, good.
Yeah, I was just gonna say. I mean, I think they're going to be out of luck in terms of getting any kind of full refund.
Yeah, no.
For the boys.
Yeah, they probably won't do that, but they can. I mean, there's. I don't think they're. I guess you could modify the entire package, though, couldn't you?
Yeah, I mean, certainly I wouldn't hesitate to at least try, explain the situation. I mean, maybe they'll allow you to, I wish we had a net on to answer this better. Maybe they'll allow you to take some of that credit and like defer it towards a future trip, kind of like when you do with like, airplane fare, you might have to pay a rebooking fee or whatever, but, rather than you guys, just pay for 2 people that aren't going to be there. So, give them a call or use your travel agent that can certainly help you out with that situation. Good luck.
Yeah, it's a good idea. Yeah, I mean, you can't be the first time that Disney's seen that, so.
Next email, this is a good question for Newell, is from Michael, who writes, "What's the name of the song played on Stacy's Top 7 Must-Sees show?"
I have no idea. I think that might be a song that was made in-house, but I can't be sure. There's no credit for it either on what was the DVD or what was on the Resort TV. There's no credits, so that I'm not sure. I think it was produced in-house, but I can't be sure.
Yeah, that was my guess too. But next email is from Robin Clement, who writes, "Hi guys, and Annette, if you're joining in on the fun. Thanks for extending the Disney magic between trips and helping us hopeless Disney vacation planners. I have a few questions for you. I know one is pretty lengthy, so if you can't get to both at the same time, I'll completely understand. I know from being a regular listener that you generally suggest not going to a park on a day that it has extra magic hours. When I look at the unofficial guide, I assume the number on the crowd calendar is reflecting what the crowds will be in the non-extra magic hour parks. How much extra time should we expect to spend in line if we go against the grain and choose to visit an extra magic hour park?"
Oh, that's a good question. So the crowd calendar is actually tied to the Magic Kingdom for a couple of reasons. So it's not usually indicative of. It's not a guarantee of what you're going to see in the other parks. We're trying to make the crowd calendar not confusing. The thing is, if you're going to the park with morning extra magic hours, right? If you get there during morning extra magic hours, everything's gonna be fine. But if you get there at 9 o'clock when the park opened at 8, then you've essentially let a few thousand people ahead of you in line. And in that case, wait for headliner attractions could be 30, 40 minutes or above, depending on the time of year that you go. That's the downside. Now, for evening extra magic hours, it doesn't really matter as much.
Okay. Robin's other question is, we got in on a great deal this past February 2009. Buy 4 and get 3 free and the $200 gift card. We're planning to go back in February 2010 and likely February 2011. We are quickly becoming junkies. What we're trying to decide, and I guess this is a good question for Scopa here, is if buying an annual pass would be a better deal, knowing we could schedule our trips within 1 year of each other in the same month, hoping for an annual pass discount on the room. I realize we're trying to read the minds of the Disney executives, which is a pretty scary proposition. I tried to run some figures anticipating that with the economy, they may continue to run the buy 4, get 3 free and couldn't really see the benefit of an annual pass. Am I missing something? Or is the buy 4, get 3 free deal really the better deal?
I don't know that they're going to run the buy 4, get 3 again. That was...
Yeah, there's no guarantee with the annual pass. You're freezing your admission, and beyond the possibility of an annual pass discount for the rooms, there's the other benefits that come with the annual pass. You don't even have to get the Tables of Wonderland because you can get 10% off for lunch at most of the, well, I don't know if it's most, but a good portion of the restaurants at World Showcase and Epcot and a few other places. So so getting the annual pass is a good idea, just for the fact that you're freezing admission to the parks for a year.
Yeah, Robin, I don't think you want to go and put yourself in a situation where in either February 2010 or 2011 you realize I should have bought the annual pass. I mean, at least if you buy the annual pass, you're potentially missing out on a better deal. But the annual pass is still better than if they don't have that offer coming next year or the year after, and then you're paying. That's probably then you'll be in probably the worst case scenario, I would imagine, in terms of the right moves there. Next email is from who is this from? Oh, it's from Paul Thorpe. Writes, hello to the glorious founding fathers of the podcast, the fabulous Annette, and any other guest if relevant. I firstly say thanks for providing entertainment and good advice, mostly for the entertainment. Hopefully the title will not the title was date related but not time sensitive. Hopefully the title will not have concerned you in terms of answering quickly. Of course not. What am I thinking? I have a question asking.
We lost a lot of sleep on that. Yeah.
I have a question asking whether anything exists in the parks that has the date on it prominently as a photo opportunity, such that you can take a photo of your party to show that you were where you were on that day. I've seen tips suggesting that you take a pic of children, then you have a reference to their clothing if they get lost. It would help this, but also thinking a little more laterally, if it would be interesting to possibly be able to say, ooh, look, I was there this day and certain major event happened.
I think one suggestion I would have, although I'm not sure if they have the date, is, for instance, when you walk into the Magic Kingdom and you go over to where the City Hall is, sometimes they will have a little stand with an indication as to which restaurants are full for the day. And sometimes I could have sworn I've seen a date there. So for the Magic Kingdom today, Monday, September such and such, the following restaurants are full. But I'm not sure if the dates are on those things.
Yeah, I don't.
It's the only place I can think of. Yeah.
And Paul is known as Torpedo on the board. And he's from Wigan, England. He actually writes I like his little note here. It says for the pronunciation of Wigan, he writes, think Chief Wiggum, but end it in an N. So Wigan.
Nice. Who do you think you directed that comment to, Matt?
I have no idea. He wrote it, and then he wrote another PS. Wigan is the nearest town. I was thinking of putting the village name to confuse you, but figure you get enough stick anyway.
So yeah, we know.
Much obliged, Governor. Next email is from Scott of Madison, Wisconsin. He writes, hi, everyone. I was wondering if any of you had heard any more information about being able to use the Verizon cell phone in the parks. I heard a while back that Verizon and Walt Disney World were going to start some new service where you could use your Verizon cell phone to see things such as ride times, maybe even look at the dining menus. Do you know if this is still in the works? And if so, do you know when this will start and exactly what the options will be? I think we talked about this a couple weeks ago, but I haven't heard anything about this.
I haven't heard a thing about it either.
Yeah, no, the latest I heard is soon.
Just like our emails.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Our response time for the emails are soon. Next email is from Wooten Bassett of Swindon, Wiltshire, United Kingdom. That was good, I thought.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was for you.
Yeah.
That was good.
That was great. Good day.
Am I dreaming that I heard that Disney actually increased the prices in their restaurants seasonally? If
Yes.
I haven't dreamt it, when does it take effect? Are all restaurants affected? How much do prices go up?
That's an interesting question. So it's the popular sit-down restaurants are affected.
And Trails End. Go figure.
And Trails End, yeah. And it's during peak season, so like Easter, Christmas, summer.
Mm-hmm.
And what else?
I think it's just those times of the year. I know it definitely went up. They did it again this summer. I never quite understood it, to be honest with you, because I don't understand why you're punishing people for coming during a busier. I mean, I understand.
We need to add something to this, Matt, and that is that also the dining plan goes up for those times of the year too.
Thank you, Mike.
Yep.
But yes, I think her name is Olivia. Olivia, you are correct that does occur during those peak times. Why don't you pull it up, Len? I'll grab the next email.
Yeah, go ahead.
Next email is from Jay Stonefield of Newburgh, New York, the other OC. That's right near you, Newell, isn't it?
It's right up the street, actually.
Very nice. Right, hey, Matt, Mike, Len, and sometimes Y. Oops, I mean Annette. I don't get it. Sometimes Y.
As in the
It's a vowel.
Oh.
I get it. I often hear about the awesome things Disney has set up for Christmas. I was wondering if there's anything special they do for Hanukkah, for example, decorations, displays, programs, etc. I realize we're a smaller percentage of their fan base, but I know that there are a lot of us who would love to go during Hanukkah if we knew it was celebrated there as well. Thanks for your help. Love your podcast. Best information and best personalities on the web.
Thank you, neighbor.
Yeah, so there actually is some
At the American Pavilion during the Christmas season, they have they do all the stories of Christmas around the world, the World Showcase, and in America, there's actually one where they show Hanukkah.
They also do some Hanukkah decorations in the Osborne Family Spectacle Lights.
That's right, they do.
That's right.
But not like they don't have Mickey's very Jewish party quite yet.
Mickey's Hanukkah party.
Oh, here you go.
Mickey's dreidel.
The Hanukkah processional.
Well, this Jay adds a PS. I think this will be of interest to you. He writes, P.S. I'm a veterinarian, and whenever I notice somebody wearing Disney paraphernalia in the exam room, I bring it up. I've met a lot of fellow DVC members and Disney geeks like myself. We have a lot of great conversations, and I always talk about your podcast. There's definitely a lot of us out there.
Wait, he's a vet in Newburgh?
Yeah, you got to go bring your bunnies and kittens and rabbits and things.
My vet is in Newburgh.
Ooh, maybe maybe it's not the right one.
There you go.
That would be kind of funny.
Is your taxidermist in Newburgh too?
And on your next visit, just wear all DVC stuff.
I will the BDW radio stuff. See what happens.
Next email is from Diane from Hadesburg, Mississippi. It's, hi, guys and gals. Love the show. We were at Disney in February, and I made my reservations through Disney, and I got buy 4, get 3 free at the Yacht Club, which worked out great for us. For the listener who asked about drinking around the World Showcase, we did drinking around the resorts instead of World Showcase. We did the monorail resorts by starting at Wilderness Lodge, then to Contemporary, to Polynesian, to Grand Floridian, then took the buses to the Magic Kingdom and back to our resort. On a different day, we did the Epcot resorts, Yacht and Beach Club, Boardwalk, Swan and Dolphin. It was great because you got to walk through all the resorts and shops and see the theming. People were very friendly. And the Bellevue Lounge, thanks for the tip, was our favorite. And the Magician has a nice touch. California Grove was also very nice. And Hurricane Hannah's was voted best boat drinks.
Oh, cool. There you go.
Hello to Tim and Alan at the Bellevue Lounge.
That's a great tip, though. I never thought about doing drinking around the resorts.
That'd be fun too. So, and you could probably get a room when you're done. When you're done
That's
staring
right.
around.
Whenever, where you stay is where you finish.
Yeah, wherever you fall. Yeah, exactly. You just need to bring a credit card and some luggage. So back to the seasonal dining thing. So it's 1900 Park Fair, Restaurant Akershus, Beer Garden, Boma, Cape May Cafe, Chef Mickey's, Cinderella's Royal Table, Crystal Palace, Garden Grill, Hollywood and Vine, Liberty Tree Tavern for dinner only, Ohana, Trails End, Tusker House. And that's prices go up $4 or $5 for adults and a couple bucks for kids. And it's summer next year, I think Easter and Christmas.
Thank you, Len.
Cool.
Next email is from DisneyNut09, hoorah, who writes, I've heard regarding DVC rentals, I've heard that they're pretty safe to do. Do you think that they're better than Disney's special offers? If renting them off the board, you can't get free dining or any other discounts, can you?
No, I've compared this. I don't think it's as good as Disney's other offers. Typically, it's when you need lots of. It's not good for like a studio. If you just need a room, it's never a good deal. It's when you need lots of room that it becomes a good deal. That's actually a great way of putting that. I should totally write that.
Right. Put in the book.
Write that down.
I should totally write it down. Yeah. So it's if you just need a room, it never makes sense. If you need lots of room, it's the best deal around.
Next email is from Jeremy Sadlowski, who writes, in episode 534, you guys mentioned something about a romantic carriage ride at Fort Wilderness that you could arrange and have a hidden glass slipper type thing to happen during the trip. I've not been able to find any info on this online. Can you offer any help as to what this is called or what I should ask for when I want to reserve this? Thanks. Jeremy, what you have to do is you have to call it's the Disney florist, and you call them and tell them that you have a carriage ride at Fort Wilderness, and they have a number of different options and different glasses. They have tiaras you can have over there. It's really cool. It's very expensive also. I think it starts at like $100 and some odd for the base thing over there, but it definitely is an option. You just call it the Disney Florist. I don't have the number on offhand right here, but I'm sure Philip will research it and put it in the show notes for you. Thank you, Philip. Next email is from Doug Weaver of Olive Branch, Mississippi. This is 2 emails from Mississippi. Aren't you impressed, Len?
I am actually. Thank God for Mississippi.
Thank God. Doug writes, greetings WDW Today team. Thanks for your great podcast. I've been listening for a long time and look forward to every new episode. I have a potential show topic to propose, or if not a show topic, please handle it as a question for some future episodes. I have a dream. My wife and I are both big-time Disney geeks, but we can't visit Walt Disney World as often as we would like. It averages out to be once every 2 to 3 years. So obviously, we have a lot of pent-up Disney hunger. Our kids are approaching the independent age, so my wife and I are looking forward to the opportunity for an extended visit to Walt Disney World for just the two of us.
Just the two of us.
I knew that was going to happen.
They can make it if they try.
Anyway.
He means just the two of us, you and I.
We're longtime RVers, so we have a dream of a 30-day stay at Fort Wilderness Resort.
Castles in the sky, just the two of us.
We would probably choose to come for 30 days starting in early December and rolling into the first week of January. So the question is, how would you use a 30-day visit to Walt Disney World?
Holy cow.
All right, Scopa. 30 days of Walt Disney World. After the rain stops for the first 3 weeks that you're there, what would you do?
Yeah, really.
Wow. It's funny because I was thinking about putting together a blog about something like this. I would definitely money's no object.
Yeah.
It doesn't. If you're staying in for 30 days, no, you're staying in Fort Wilderness, so you're definitely saving on some money there.
I mean, this is a real thing, huh?
Yeah, this is his dream.
Okay. Well, first off, I'm probably gonna.
He's so
What
excited.
are you going to do?
Well,
Yeah.
here's the thing. When you know that you have.
Well, let me ask you this, Mike. Mike, let me ask you. This is actually something he puts there. It's a good question. Would you even want to do a 30-day stay? Or is that too much?
I think that what happens after about 12 of I'd say 2 weeks is max for most people, because what happens is that right around day 11, day 12, you start wasting time. Okay, what do you want to do? I don't know. What do you want to do? Well, why don't we go to, we went to Epcot yesterday. Why don't we go? I think that what happens is that after you get into the double digits, it gets kind of tough. I know that I've been down there. The most I've been down there was 16 days. And right around day 12 and 13, it was I was trying to figure out what to do. That was about 15 years ago. Now maybe you've got more things to do. I think that what it allows you to do is it allows you to relax every day. You're not doing commando. You don't have to worry about rushing from one attraction to another. You don't have to worry about crowds as much. You can take your time. One of the problems with staying for 30 days is that it may make you complacent. You may say, well, I can do that tomorrow. I can do it next week. And pretty soon you're down to your last 5 days. So one of the dangers is that it can make you complacent. I think what you have to do is, if you are going to be there for 30 days, you really do have to plan. And you have to say, okay, this is how we're going to do it. And I think what you need to do is you need to not just include Disney, but you need to include maybe something like SeaWorld and maybe Universal Studios along with it, because frankly, I don't think the 4 theme parks and the water parks are going to be enough.
That's going to be tough, though, if he's got an RV, to pull out the RV and drive over to. Well,
yeah, that's true.
I guess you could. I mean, you could always pull out and drive to SeaWorld for the day, then bring it back.
A lot of
He
RV.
might be towing a little car in the back.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
That's true, too. Yeah, that's true.
Next email is from Amy from Midlothian, Virginia. Whereas we're thinking about going to Walt Disney World with our 2 kids September 26th through October 9th. When I checked the rain info, it looks like it could be risky. Is it still hurricane season? And September tends to have a lot of rain. Yes, it is still hurricane season. It's hurricane season through
Very much so.
November 30th.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Been pretty quiet down there this year, huh, Matt?
Yeah, because you haven't been down here, so stay up there, big boy. Amy adds,
You're not the first person to say that to me.
Yeah, really.
our other possible
Let's stay up there.
Nor will you be the last.
Big boy.
Our other possible week is November 14th and 21st. Weather looks better rain-wise, but the temperatures start to drop. Would love your advice. I've been listening to the podcast regularly since January and really enjoy it.
Go when it's cool.
I mean, if you had asked me 4 months ago, I had told you definitely November. Asking me today, like Scopa said, it's really been very, very quiet knock on wood, in terms of hurricanes, and the rain really hasn't been that bad at all. So,
But it's been hot, though, right?
it's hot, but it's been much more. It's not like it was, last month or anything like that. It's still very hot. Don't get me wrong.
I would take November over September any day of the week because it's just so much cooler.
That's fair.
Would you?
And drier.
Yeah, Len, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I think November's drier and cooler. Yeah, I'd go with that.
Next email is from Joe from Chicago. Writes, love the show. We have used your great touring and planning tips. We're going to. Oh boy. We're going soon. We're going.
Welcome back.
We're going with our 4 kids, ages 13 through 5, and my father, 76. He walks with a cane for some support with balance, and we plan to rent an ECV for him there. He won't be doing as much touring of the parks with us, but we'll be joining for some character meals in the Magic Kingdom, Crystal Palace, and Cinderella's Castle. We have always followed your advice of getting to the parks well before the official opening time. We're staying at the Polynesian. What's the best way to get from the hotel to the wheelchair entrance at the parks? Is there a handicap entrance to the parks?
Use the monorail. You're staying at the Polynesian.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, every gate, you go to the ticket booths. I mean, there's wheelchair access for almost all of them, so that won't be an issue. When you get to the gate, I mean, they'll obviously see you, and the cast member there will open up the gate for you to go through. So definitely don't worry about that.
Although,
And
hold
he
on
can
to
jump
that
on the
wheelchair
monorail.
going down that ramp. Yahoo! Grandpa!
Well, yeah.
Mike
And you can get on the
Suttle.
monorail 'cause they put the little ramp onto the monorail itself, so you can wheel right into the monorail. Then, like Mike said, though, that ramp going down could be a little tricky.
Next email is from Tanya of Indiana, who writes, is the alternate entrance open at Oscars for people that use the Fantasmic dinner package? There's conflicting reports on the message boards. No, they closed it. Now, everyone, including people on the Fantasmic dinner package, go through the main entrance on Sunset Boulevard. They closed it because it evidently was too confusing for people. I suspect most people did not know about it and went the other way, and then they were told to go back, and so it's gone.
Did he really go like that?
That was a quote, direct quote from them.
Is there a separate line for the package people?
Yeah, they get up there. I mean, when you get up there at the top to the, right where the amphitheater opens up over there, you just tell the cast member and they'll direct.
Oh, so you do have to stay in line.
Next
Another
email.
reason not having it.
Yeah, well, I'm
I know.
biting my tongue.
Yep.
Next email is from Mike from Fulton, New York, who writes, hey, gang, I have a quick question for you all. Hopefully you can help.
Hey, Mike.
Mike.
Very soon, the whole family will be heading to the world, and we want to take advantage of the free dining plan. Yes, welcome back. The problem we're having is that my parents will be staying in the campsites at Fort Wilderness, and my girlfriend and I will be staying at Pop Century, where we can get the free meal plan. However, I don't want the table service in the plan, which is all the free dining plan offers, not quick service, because we are not ones to sit down and take the time, but my parents are. We just had quick service when we went in January and loved it and wanted to do it again. So my question is, my parents get quick service at the campsites, and we have the free dining plan with table service at Pop. Can we just swap our cards? Like they take one of ours and we take one of theirs, and they'll have one room key for us? Will that work so we can just use each other's meal plans?
Yeah.
When I was just down there in January, they're not linked to my name or anything, even though Disney says that they can't be used by anyone other than who's on the reservation. So why couldn't we do it even if we just swipe the card?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you can.
Yeah, you're not cheating the system. I mean, a person is still using it. I don't see a problem with it. All right, time for our last question of the day. And that means I will pick 3 questions from our email queue, and I will give the options to Mr. Newell. He'll pick one to be answered today. The other 2 go back into the email queue to be answered later. Are you ready, Mike?
Let's bring it on.
Right. First option is, if Len ever thinks paying for dinner for everyone is expensive. Second option is Halloween. And third option is Pop Century 2009.
Those are tough. Since Mike's here tonight, let's do Pop Century 2009.
Last email of the day comes from the Clift family of Indianapolis, Indiana. We're staying at Pop Century in early fall 2009, and we tried to get a preferred room, but was told that they were not available. What's the best approach to get the building we desire? Thanks.
Well, I think Annette would say as soon as you contact your vacation planner and as soon as you know what your days are and what resort you're going to stay in, that's the time when you say, my preference would be 60s, 50s, or whatever, preferred room. I think you want that to be done early on, and so when your vacation planner books your room, she can put that preference down on the reservation.
Absolutely. Cool. Well, that's it for us today. Don't forget that this episode of WDW Today has been sponsored by MEI and Mouse Fan Travel. So when you're trying to get that special building for Pop Century, or maybe you're looking to get a trip regardless of where you're staying, a different resort, first time, 8th time, 300th time, Lou Mangello, no problem. The travel agents at MEI and Mouse Fan Travel can help you plan that next trip to Walt Disney World. Give them a try. Visit them online at www.mousefantravel.com. For Len Testa, Mike Silva, and Mike Newell, I am Matt Hochberg. We'll see you on the next show.
Stupid Judy, stupid energy.
This has been a production of Mouse World Radio.